terrible thing. Do you know why they call it the guillotine? There was a French doctor named Dr. Guillotine, but he didn't invent it. He only suggested that if you're in the business of cutting off heads, this was a more humane way of doing it. The French have used it ever since, but never so often as during the French Revolution, when Frenchmen fought Frenchmen, savagely, no quarter given, none asked. The Royalists fought the Republicans in the La Vendée district of Western France. That's the setting of our story. It was written by Jules Janin, who specialized in tales of the 18th century. His stories brought to life a world that was glittering, romantic. This is a tale of love and death, courage and passion. Mesdames, Messieurs, perhaps you find my presence here astonishing. And perhaps the Citizen General should have warned you. It's owing to his foresight and hospitality that I'm under this roof tonight. You see, I am his prisoner, and I've given my parole. In return, he has given me the pleasure of your company. And in particular, nothing would give me more pleasure than to be presented to the fiancée of our host.
Permit me. Monsieur de Derval, Mademoiselle de Mailly.
Monsieur le Comte.
Paris in 1455, and Francois Villon, a poet rogue whose tavern intrigue and court wit have made him a hunted man.
Remember now, we take him silently and instantly. Halt! Quietly or dead, you come with us.
Pardon, gentlemen. Is this courier looking for me?
Villon, I claim to capture money.
Norman, Stephen McQuinn, Profession, diplomatic courier. Come again?
Please unlock your suitcase.
You must be a new boy. This is diplomatic baggage.
An American, huh? Please unlock your suitcase for customs inspection. Our laws apply even to Americans.
If you'll just take a look at my courier letter, you'll find it all up to date, stamped and sealed.
I don't want to look at anything but what you are concealing in your suitcase.
Look, my plane was late and I'm in a hurry. I have diplomatic immunity. And there's nothing concealed in my suitcase but my underwear.
We shall see. Since you refuse to surrender the key, I have no alternative but to force the lock.
Well, that's a brand new suitcase.
In Hungary, a smuggler is an enemy of the state.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Kovac, Gereide, arrest this man.
It was hard to believe that in the early 1940s, this area was blackened with the furies of war. Dive bombers screamed out of the clouds. Rocket shells pounded the beaches. Battleships churned watchfully over the surface of the ocean, and submarines lurked beneath it. But that was all gone now. It is, once again, paradise.
Pardon me, folks, but I'm in hiding. From my wife. Oh, no, not what you think. It's just that if there's one thing in the world I can't stand, it's packing. Why is it that if a man has to travel somewhere alone, he grabs a few things, throws them into a small suitcase, and he's off in 5 minutes? But if a woman's traveling with him, he'll wind up with 24 suitcases and about 1.5 tons of excess luggage. Anyway, while this packing's going on, Let me tell you a story about moving, but rather in a special fashion. You see, it's a ghost that does the moving. It's a story by Francis Richard Stockton, the American writer. He was also an engraver and a journalist. All right. He had a most lively imagination and was one of the pioneers of science fiction, as a matter of fact. This story is called The Transfer.
Amura has seen strange ships from many different countries, and its harbor has offered haven to them all, regardless of color, nationality, or creed. And sometimes its hospitality has been abused. That's why there are rules. But sometimes it seems that the rules protect the wrong people. And it isn't always obvious just who the wrong people are. That's something that has to be felt in one's own heart. Wonderful. Oh, Kimi. There, Captain Crosney. That's one of the many essences of life in Amura. Now, you say your country has everything. Does it have that?
We have different values, Mr. Lachlan.
It's a point of view, Captain. None of my business, but I was kind of curious as to what your mission here was.
I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
Well, let's see. Long-range radar antenna, theodolite camera on your ship. I'd say you were possibly tracking a missile.
You seem to be very well informed.
For a decadent Westerner, well, let's just say I do a great deal of reading during my decadent leisure hours.